Okay, here's the current setup. I pushed for the Audicy. That's this here. 10 tracks and the ability to access WAV files and send them through the internet, as well as edit to video. It's a mixer screen. That's tied in with the studio next door, and both are accessed via a common server. This is the server unit. Either studio can go into the hard drive that's there and grab the templates that I make. This is a Jazz backup option, which acts as an additional hard drive. Anything that's just temporary that I think is going to be updated fairly soon, I'll put on there. This way I can access it without taking up a lot of room in the hard drive of the DSC of the Audicy. I have everything organized down here now. I had to cut a hole in the bottom for this thing to fit in there. So to the right is the server here, and then the left right there, that tower is for the Audicy, and I have a data backup in that one for long-term archiving. Here's my up supply printer. There's my cassette machine. Right now we're set up to record Imus production. I bought in my own DAT for that. That is accessed through the XPS 1000 digital and effects unit, and that feeds a couple of other things, including the cassette player. Let's move around here. Instant replay, it's called. It has a bunch of different sounds that you can have. Right now it's set up to record. I have a bunch of different sounds in there that I use for production purposes. Let's see what we have here. So what I did was I just looped a bunch of different sounds so I could lay down a voice in the Audicy here, and then as the voice is actually playing, I can listen to it in cue and just hit any one of these keys. So that's that thing. Then right here, one of the better investments that I made was the DGS, which is a digital sending unit. What I do is clients come in here, and then I can record them into this, and I can send it anywhere in the country. It's the standard for radio stations nowadays. So I have a sender here. Most of the time, radio stations have a receiver only, and then clients come to me as a kiosk. I send things out through this thing here, and it gets down there within an hour or two, and then it can be accessed across the country, and any radio station can pick it up. So that's the thing. New telos that we have in here. This is used for recording interviews and things like that. And that's it for this room. The Audicy again, the server. And I'll show you the setup next door. Studio is Paul's studio. The studio's off right now. Here again is the Audicy. This one was an upgrade, but it looks the same as the other one, and it has everything that the other one does, and the ability to go into the server, as I had mentioned before, and grab and produce productions and things like that. This here is a shortcut, which is just a simplified like tape machine digitally, so people go in there and just edit tape real quick. But this is the 10-track Audicy that I was telling you about. Now what I did was I had to rebuild this thing, because this is actually the old DSC. Here's the old DSC board and stuff. That's all old. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And so I had to rip the tower off this thing and replace the motherboard and put a whole bunch of other stuff back in, including the networking option, which is the cable coming out at the bottom, and a card that I had to install. I set this whole thing up myself, so all the wires and things are neat. And then we have the Jazz option in this here also. which is the same thing that I had, except an outboard unit next door where it acts as an additional hard drive. It also, by means of keeping this one internally, eliminates the human factor involved with having to make sure that the SCSI port in the back is terminated, which could render the system useless if it's not terminated correctly. So that's the setup in here.